Let's talk about that 1985 Bears team. I'm sure you've gotten asked this question thousands of times. That team ranks as one of the greats, all-time greats ever. Where would you rank that team today?
Well, I think, we could line up against any team that's played in this league, going all the way back. I mean, we had a good football team, not just that year. I mean, we had a good 5-year run. That was the only Super Bowl we won, which was unfortunate, but nobody really wanted to play us in that 5 years, that's for sure.
Sometimes people forget that you've not just won one Super Bowl, you've won two with Green Bay and Brett Favre. What was that like winning that second Super Bowl? Was it as satisfying? And what was it like playing with Brett?
Oh, it was a good time. I probably should have went there 2 or 3 years prior to me going up there in '95. I just couldn't do it at that time because of the bad blood that I'd had playing against them for 7 years with the Bears. I mean, it got pretty ugly. The coaches didn't like each other, Forrest Gregg and Mike Ditka, and that kinda trickled down to the players, and it was a lot of, a lot of cheap shots, and, I couldn't bring myself to do it, but I finally, Andy Reid kinda talked me into it, and I was lucky to get up there and the end of '95, and then I stayed one more year in '96, and that's when we won it all. But yeah, Brett was fun to play with, great competitor, hell of a football player, and a fun guy to be around. We had a good time in our meetings and at practice, and yeah, we definitely had some fun and some laughs. I lost your audio.
Is there a story with Brett that hasn't really been told that one of the things that was he liked to do pranks that you can share?
Can't really. I mean, it's been like 30 something years already, so it's been quite a while. I just know we laughed a lot. We had a good time, and our meetings were rough because Brett had a little gas problem usually early in the morning, and our meeting room stunk pretty bad. But other than that, yeah, we laughed a lot.
When you look back at your career now and the allure that the 1985 Bears team had, do you think that the players you play with, like the Walter Paytons and the Richard Dents, where the game is at today, how has it shifted?
Well, it's definitely more of a passing league now than it used to be. Uh, I'd like to be playing now. They get to throw it all over the field right now. Even in Chicago, they're throwing the ball quite a bit, which we didn't do back when I was playing, which was really boring for me. I just come from an offense in college where we got to throw it pretty much every down, and then I get to Chicago and I get to throw it on 3rd and long a lot. So, it kinda sucked. Yeah, the league's changed quite a bit. Everybody wants more scoring, and the best, easiest way to do that is throw the football, and, it's just the way things are going these days.
Speaking of Chicago and the Bears, they did something that they haven't done in a long time. They won a playoff game. Not only that, they beat the Green Bay Packers, where a lot of people were shocked that Caleb Williams was able to get it done, especially when they were down 18. What do you think of that game from the clips that you saw of it and for the fan base? When they panned to the audience, it looked like they were elated with the win.
I'm sure they are. They've been hungry for a long time. It's been 40 years since they won a Super Bowl. So, yeah, they've had to endure a lot of, bad teams, and I think this new coach for the Bears has done a heck of a job, getting these guys, in the frame of mind that they're in, and they believe. They've made all these, 4th quarter comebacks, I guess, this year, so they believe in each other, and he's got them in the right direction.